Hello and welcome. I want to create a grid to use it as a texture for my generative pattern. So, to do that, add a grid SOP and render it. Add a null, geometry, camera and light and render it. Set the resolution of the render to something with a ratio of 1.1, like 1024 by 1024. And move the camera to fill the render view. I decrease FOV angle. Go to the grid parameters. Decrease the rows and columns to something like 5. Add line material. Assign it to geometry. Now I have this square pattern. You can adjust the number of rows and columns or change the view. Okay, now I want to use this as a texture. Add null. Then add a box SOP and render it. Again, add null, geometry, camera, light and affine material. From the fine material parameters, use the null as a color map. Set the camera and geometry for the renders to get proper result. This one for this geometry. This camera for second render. And this geometry. Now I have these lines on my render on my box. I want to animate this texture. So, I want to add the noise chop. Convert it to top. Chop to top. And displace this with the original texture. Adjust the displacement. Then animate the noise transform. With APS time, seconds. It's slow. Multiply by 60. Now I can use this displacement for my texture. And I have this now. You can adjust the camera. Okay, now reposition your camera to get something like this. Increase the resolution if you bothered about the blurry lines. And of course, I will use a technique that covers the blurriness. After this render, I want to add 3 mirror tops. To make it generative, I want to animate these numbers randomly with some noises. So, add noise chop. Go to Comment tab and turn on Time Slice. Add mask. Add null. Then use this random number for the parameters of the mirrors. Play with the numbers to find something fun. I think it's better to be something like this. Go to Mirror Parameters and play with the parameters. Add more noises and make more parameters animated. I want to use these 4 noises with different seeds. and different parameters. So I have these moving lines for now. I want to capture some frames of these moving lines. To create the patterns, add a null. After the mirror, add a level. And make the opacity 0. After the null, add a feedback loop. Add feedback. Add these together. And set the target for the feedback. So now I want to add a LFO with pulse type. So I have this pulsing number here. I want to use it for the opacity parameter of the level. So I have some frames of the lines. And this pattern is being created. So to reset that, I want to add another LFO. With a quarter of the previous LFO for the level. And I set it to the reset of the feedback. So now these patterns are created like this. To continue with the effects, add a blur top after the feedback loop. And slightly increase the numbers. After that, go to the palette image filter and add sharpen after the blur, and increase the sharpen amount. So I have these now. To make the final effects, add an edge after the sharpen. Play with the numbers and find the proper one. You can add a level after that and increase the gamma to see it better. To make it look like sharper lines, add a level inside the feedback loop and increase the gamma. And there are parameters to change, to get different visuals like the Beller filter size. Or you can even turn it off, or the length of the line. This is an effect you might find it cool. But if you want something like the thumbnail, you can just skip this, and use the edge top after the feedback loop. Make sure it's 3 for the gamma of the level top. And this is it. We affect the pattern. Also, there are options for the grid. You can make them look like this. And this is my patch for now. Thank you for watching. Bye.